So really quickly, I need everybody to type portfolio. I need everybody to type portfolio. Okay? Everybody go ahead and type portfolio. Portfolio. Some people are like, I don't even know how to spell portfolio. No, I need you to type portfolio. Okay. The reason I'm having you type portfolio is because I want you to get out of the mindset of just having one property. All right. I need you to get out of the idea and the American dream of, oh, I just want to have a house. I just want to have a house, right? And we'll cover that later on. We want you to get into a portfolio mindset. And that's what this particular webinar is really about. You saw some people who have 0 doors at this moment in time, so they're still renting. You see people who have a single family home. You see some people with their first duplex. And I think our highest was 13 doors so far on this webinar. And so as you continue to scale your portfolio, there becomes some challenges and you have to find different financing strategies. And that's what this webinar is really all about. Now, Matt and I have helped many people close together in the 292 closings in the multifamily movement. He is responsible for about half of them. These are some of the people who we together have helped close. I've educated them. I taught them how to finance, find and finalize the deal. And then Matt was the one who actually brought the financing to the table after evaluating their financing folders and understanding the play that they were seeking to run. So this is Nova Kane, who closed in South Carolina. This is Natalie, who closed in, I believe, Connecticut. This is Sandy Chintis, closed in Cypress Hills, Brooklyn, New York. So a lot of people are like, oh, Jullien, this doesn't work in expensive markets. I live in Brooklyn. I live in the Bay Area. I live in Los Angeles. Well, we have students who have closed in those exact places. Daffy closed in Albany, Georgia. He actually just closed on another one recently as well. You see Mitchell and Brene, who closed on properties with Matt and I teaming up. You see Afia and Linda, who have also closed based on the work that Matt and I do. And so we are a team, and this is why we're bringing this information to you, because we have a specific goal. Now, for those of you who don't know me and just want to test our credibility, this is my actual real estate portfolio. These are the properties that I actually control at this moment in time. I currently control about 38 doors all across the country in 4 different markets, in New York, Oakland, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and I also control properties in Atlanta, Georgia, that you don't see here. And so this is my actual personal portfolio. But in addition to my personal portfolio, I actually have more properties in that I am a managing partner in a real estate fund, and I'm also a lead investor in several real estate funds, Black-owned real estate funds. And so when you add up my percentage share of those portfolios as well, I'm more around 80 doors than I am at 40. So 40 is my personal 38 is my personal portfolio. And when you add in my percentage share of other funds, that is almost double. So this is the work that I do. And my journey only started in May of 2013 when I bought that first property in Brooklyn, New York, right here in the upper left. And since that moment in time, I have not paid a housing expense. I have not paid a mortgage since May of 2013, family. I've not paid a housing expense since May of 2013. Not rent, not principal, not interest, not taxes, not insurance, not CapEx, not repairs or vacancy rate. Imagine what would happen for you if you no longer had a housing expense for the rest of your life. Your housing expense is literally going to be the biggest expense that you have in your entire life. And if we can just get rid of that one single thing, it will ensure that you create regenerational wealth. Not just generational wealth. Generational wealth is only handed down from one generation to the next, and usually the next generation fumbles, okay? But regenerational wealth is when you leave on cash flowing assets to the next generation. And this is what I've been able to do in less than a decade. So when it comes to real estate, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is a get rich guaranteed system over time. It is the most proven business model ever. I cannot guarantee you that Amazon will be here 100 years from now. I cannot guarantee you that Apple or Tesla will be around 100 years from now, all right? But I can guarantee you that as long as there are human beings on the face of this planet, then guess what? Multifamily real estate will still be here, and it'll be as valuable as ever, okay? And so this is what we are teaching you, is how to acquire this real estate, especially in the midst of the market that we are in, so that you can get in the game and not let the news and the media stop you from actually understanding how to run these plays, all right? So, okay, cool. So with that, our why and why Matt and I decided to team up is that we know that there's a growing gap between the rich and the poor. It used to be, right, that if you went to the right schools, you got the right job, you met the right people, you can get from one side to the other. But we know that that gap between the rich and the poor is growing wider and wider and wider, family. And soon it's going to get to a point where no matter what you do, no matter how many degrees you have, no matter how hard you work, no matter how much active income you make, it's going to be almost impossible for you to get from one side to the other, okay? Unless you have assets, cash flowing assets that ensure that you and your last name are on the right side of this equation. Because even if you have high active income, if your mortgage and your cost of living continues to rise due to inflation, just like gas prices and things of that nature, then guess what? You're still stuck in the rat race. You're just stuck in the rat race at a higher demand. Now your cost of living is $10,000 a month, right? And if your cost of living is now $10,000 a month, which is $120 per year, then you making $180,000 per year after taxes are still not free. You're just enslaved at a higher level. You're enslaved at a higher level, okay? So this is not about active income. That is the secret. The game, you've been taught to paper chase, but this game is not about active income. The person who has the greatest amount of passive income is who wins the game. And in just a matter of 8 years, I've been able to build $180,000 in passive income through real estate alone. Just my real estate business alone. So collectively, if you look at my portfolio, I collect about $37,000 per month in rents. I do not keep all $37,000, okay? 60% of that goes to principal, interest, taxes, insurance, CapEx, repairs, and vacancy rate. So that leaves me with about 40%. 40% of $37,000 is about $15,000 per month. $15,000 per month times 12 months is $180,000 per year in passive income that I built in 8 years, okay? That will last forever. Some of you on the corporate plantation and in the rat race will never even achieve that with active income because you've been trading time for money, and you have to get out of that cycle if you want to be free, if you want to be wealthy. I will never trade a high active income for passive income because anybody with a high active income ultimately wants to get free by creating passive income streams. So you have to work for money. That's your first job, but your second job is to make money work for you. And many of you are failing right now. And I don't say this to put you down, but many of us are failing simply because we weren't taught, right? Simply because we weren't taught how to make money work for us. And once your money is working harder for you than you work for it, at that point, you can get free. I got to full financial freedom when I got up to like this property right here, okay? I had about 10 doors at that time. And that is when I achieved full financial freedom. You do not need millions of dollars in a bank account to achieve full freedom. Full freedom is when your passive income is greater than your cost of living. And so if each rental door, if I had 10 rental doors, right, and they were each producing $400 per month in cash flow, right, after principal, interest, taxes, insurance, CapEx, repairs, and vacancy rate, in terms of that's the money that I collected, that's $4,000 a month. And if my cost of living was not $4,000 a month, then guess what? I'm fully financially free simply because I created $4,000 a month in positive cash flow, in passive income.